Well, hi everybody. Welcome to our Momentum Makers rescheduled meeting. It was Mother's Day yesterday. I hope everybody had a lovely day. We were just flying back from Honolulu on our incentive trip, so we had a long day, so it actually worked out just fine. I think we got home about 9 p.m. or something. So yeah, I hope everyone had, as I said, a fantastic day and got spoiled rotten. And we just thought we have momentum in the team, so let's just run this and get something going this week. And we'll be doing this for about 30 minutes today. So we will go back to Sunday, I think, at 5 o'clock. I had a few people contact me and say, oh, I'm still working right now. So, okay, so thank you all for coming on. And I'll just make sure I can share my screen in a second. You got anything you want to say, Canute, just while I'm fixing this up?
All I can really say is the next 90 plus day, let's say end of May, end of June, end of July, and end of August. That's 3.5 months. That's really going to set us up for the next or the latter part of the year, and you're running into Black Friday and the others. What scared me a little bit from um, Hawaii and Honolulu is that some people are, I shouldn't say hell-bent, but they're hell-bent on running just products. And that's one of the things that I need to talk to you. I would like to talk to you all about today. Because if you want to create something that's going to give you a continued ongoing business, then focus it only on product, in my humble opinion, and in Steve and Gina's humble opinion, and in Danny and Daniel's
Yeah, yeah.
humble opinion, and virtually every single one, a three-star executive, one and two-star presidentials in the This Is It team. They're focusing on one thing and one thing only, and that is sponsoring, registering new brand partners. So maybe if we go through it and we get some comments going on what we have today and how you guys suggest that we can use this and tweak this. Because this is a brain dump from us sitting on the plane and throwing something down on a remarkable tablet, and we put it into a PowerPoint and let's
Yeah.
just chew on it on the way through, right?
Right, we'll have a discussion. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's from the beginning. There we go. Awesome. So,
No, you're sharing the wrong screen, darling.
am I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Goody. I thought I'd mastered this. Hold on. Oh no, number two. So I want screen one then. No. Oh, yes. I think that's right. No?
Let's have a look. There you go. It's the right one.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Oh, awesome. There we go. We got it right the second time. That's just like sponsoring. Okay, so Sunday 11th of May. It's Monday the 11th of May. Never mind. So our patch invite duplicate, we're going great with that. Louise's team, you're on fire. It's amazing to see, and now we can do more with the meetings as well. So I've just wanted to really just emphasize what's going on with Louise. She's a tireless worker. She's fantastic. She's got great people skills. And she has been with us for some time now. And she's got some really great team members coming through. And that is testament to you, Louise, for your hard work and, your experience dealing with people too. So we've got some mini momentum. And this is how we grow it. That's what we thought we'd focus on tonight. And duplication, why it's so important as we go through, as you build different levels. So I would say Louise is sponsored, right? She was sponsored a couple of years ago by Tammy. Now, Louise sponsored Cheryl, and then Cheryl sponsored Deborah. right? Deborah's now sponsored some people, and Deborah's now two-star manager in a couple of weeks of work, right? Very good, very good. Had a couple of launches, all of that. And she will be three-star manager soon as well. And she's going to have two legs rolling, which is ready for one-star director, right? If you have this duplication working, right? So it's an example because we can see it. And it's very, very exciting, but you just got to keep your foot on the pedal. So yeah, so we're going to roll through with that. Canute, did you want to mention something?
Yeah, bear in mind that Cheryl's going to hit three-star manager as well fairly shortly.
Right.
When that starts rolling, then the structure requirements to go a one-star director, uh, they're adding a little bit. I know there are changes happening in the compensation plan in the sense that they're going to make it easier for the lower levels. They are making changes. I heard some rumors that will come out in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully that will happen by the end of May. But
So
yes.
more money. Yeah.
Luis is on the cusp on a one-star director. We'll talk about that in the next slide. But then Cheryl is just behind with a three-star manager, and the same with Deborah.
Okay.
Then we begin to see duplication in what we call depth. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Rolling.
All right. So did you want to, were you going to do this one, Canute? I think so.
Yes. So at the moment in time you hit one-star director, Lifeway pays you a one-off bonus of $500 on top of everything else that you're making. And consider it this way is the week after you hit one-star director the first time, you will be paid half of that one-off bonus. So $250 adds to your bank account. The key here is that you need to continue introducing people on the left and people on the right. And Stephen Dina talks about it as a five left, five right, five left, five right, five left, five right, five left, five right. And your goal should be to drive this every 30 days. Every 30 days. Because if you don't continue personally introducing applications, your points volume will slow down. You will not get the points that you would expect because registrations on their own are adding points. But when you get in people who are enthusiastic and powerful, they will personally introduce others. So instead of saying, yeah, I want to have an in-home launch meeting and I'm going to invite 15, 20, 30 people, that takes time to get organized. The suggestion should always be who are the two or four people that you love the most? Can we get this in front of them in the next 48 hours? Make an unreasonable request and say, hey, can we get this in front of someone that you care or someone you know that are driven and motivated? Because that is what will explode it in the basement of your team. When I say basement, that means that it's at the bottom of your two teams. And now suddenly you have a one-star manager rolling on top of a one-star manager rolling on top of a one-star manager. And before uh, the first one-star manager knows what a one-star manager is, they will actually click in as a two-star manager. And remember, we still have the fast track bonus going on. It's still $25 for a one-star manager. It's $50 per week for a two-star manager. Let's not forget that. So you sponsoring personally in the next, say by the end of August. So we have June, July, and August, and another 15, 16 days in May. Well, let's be delightfully careless and aim for 2020. 20 on the left, 20 on the right. Break it down, it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then you're getting momentum. So once that starts happening, and this is, I really want to point this out, is that you cannot afford to spend hours trying to teach and train the folks in your team. I mean, Julie and I, we have more than 2,000 people in our team. We cannot, with all the hours in the day, afford to spend hours on something. That's why we have the system manual,
Right.
right? You can sit down and you can read it. Someone can take it. It can be their night bed, no, bedtime reading. It can be first thing in the morning. But we the duplication process here now is let's move it, move it, move it. It reminds me of a movie. I think it was the Madagascar movie, like a cartoon. I had to find that song with Julie talking.
I
Uh,
was thinking
but
of
you
an ad.
but you have to help your team, but you are not you. You are you plus us. Remember that. You are you plus us. That's why we are here, right? So we are here to help. If you can't run a Zoom and let's say Cheryl had someone who wanted a 30-minute overview at a lunchtime on Wednesday, and Louise, you're doing something with your acting or whatever, pick up the phone and say, hey, can you do half an hour? We don't all have to be on the same Zoom at the same time. That whole chain of us with us and then Louise and then Cheryl and then Deborah and then we will never be able, that would be like herding cats. So that's not going to be possible, right? So then yourself, we're going to cover this a little bit later, but in our previous company, we had this notion of 100% user. What is 100% user? So let me see, I'm going to put something in here on that. So for example, if you own a garage, would you run across to the neighboring garage and buy gas? That would be silly, wouldn't it? And the same thing is that if you had a business that was selling vitamins, you would not run to GNC and buy vitamins. And the same if you were selling washing powder, you would not run to Kohl's to CVS or Walmart or Kroger to go and buy washing powder. You will buy from yourself. So it's the same thing here. If you're using skincare, are you buying it from yourself? If at least try it once. Try it. So don't throw out what you have, use what you have, but next time you're running out, place an order and buy yourself some skincare from your own company, from your own business. That makes sense, right? And when that starts to happen, the points really starts rolling up. The points for yourself, for your team. And if you have men in your team as well, the question is, what is the biggest organ in your body? It's actually your skin. Well, we have faces as well, and I use the Alavida skincare every single day. So, Julie, over to you.
So I wanted to, can we just backtrack a tad? Because you were going to draw up how you get momentum with the apps. I think that opened my eyes when we looked at that
Can you allow me to
before.
share, please?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we did this when we were in Amway, but I mean we've been working this I don't think we've actually taught it before. But it's a very interesting picture. When you have people, you have multiple builders in your team, start looking at what your apps are for the month. You can set a goal, right? And then you start to get this momentum with points. So Knut's just done up some point. I just to give you a little bit of an idea and just start to think about what you're aiming for. Okay, so when you have people that are willing to talk to other people, they will put in regular apps. So Knut's
Yeah.
got
120, what's that? 55, 120, 120. I think that's let's make that 20 and let's call that 10. I don't know what that number works out to. Allow me, I'll just do a quick number change here. 260, so I drop that to 45. All right, so when this happens, and this is where it gets really fascinating for you. If you have
duplication.
one app a month as an advanced, you're only going to add 180 points to your overall qualifying volume. That makes sense? But if you now start going and you go, all right, if I add five and I get three core and two advanced, well, that's 1140 points. Now you're almost at a, a two-star manager. Remember, you don't do this on your own. You do this with your team. So this is someone is adding three or four cores, someone is adding two advanced plus, and so forth. And that's why the power of the team, when it begins to build out, that is so powerful. Look at this. If all you had was 150 apps from your team, personally introduced, you would be a one-star executive.
That's before any product or
Any other standing order, MSOs and the likes. This is just LifeWave registrations, right? So I heard Steve say that the month that they went senior presidential director, 30+% of all the points they got that month came from registrations.
Mm.
And he's now doing 21 million points a month.
So just on an aside, but it isn't the same thing, right? We're in Honolulu. So we met a number of people that said, "Oh, I've spoken to someone about these patches," right? Because there was 1,000 reps there. And I go, "Oh, did you try the patch?" And guess what they said?
No!
No. And guess what happened? We patched him. And guess what happened? They had an experience. So guess what happened? They said, "Can I get your number?" And but that happened like at least 3 times, maybe four. So I'm looking for the apps, right? I have to give out a patch, but we had one guy who said, "Oh, he knows everything about it, right? These people. I'm in all this holistic. My sister runs I don't know, a number of clinics in Australia or something, right? Holistic. And we're sitting there going, "Oh, let's be nice. Yabba yabba. Oh, yeah, a guy, this LifeWave guy, he sends me emails, blah, blah, blah." I go, "Have you been patched?" And he goes, "No." I'm like, "Ooh, big mistake." So he had a injured calf muscle pretty bad. So
He's
can you
walking
patch
around on
him?
crutches.
Yeah, he's on crutches. So really good guy though, like really star personality, just fitted the bill. And Canute patched him X39, then put an Eon on in the at night. Took him 2 days to get an experience, but he got one. He was like, "Wow, he texted him and he goes, 'That is unusual. I don't have any pain.'"
Well,
So yeah,
yeah,
Louise,
okay, look at Deborah. And I talked to Terry, her new brand partner, and someone told her about the X39 a long time ago, but they didn't give her enough information. And here, Deborah talked to her, patched her. She bought an advanced.
hi. Oh
And,
yeah, premium. Yeah,
yeah, a premium. And her son is a record producer and he's a millionaire. And so his launch party, he's inviting his millionaire friends. So yeah, you never
perfect.
know. So make sure you patch. I mean, that made a
Right.
believe to me.
Right. I
Yeah.
totally agree. And that's my message to all our reps because we will fly this with apps if you do that. Now, you have to buy from your own business. So you have to have some patches on hand. It's a tax deduction. But I'm telling you, we met some people and they had not been patched and they were all good people. And they were so thankful that we were patching them.
Mhm.
So,
We had a guy, we were sitting in the restaurant slash
yeah.
bar downstairs. And I don't know how we got onto it. And he's got severe neuropathy. Severe. And I said, "So do you want some help with that?" "I think I can help." He goes, "Yeah, and I mean, it is." He goes, "I'm chewing Tylenol like there's no tomorrow." So, okay, let's just put an ice wave on your foot. We had surgery, multiple surgeries. Stick the brown patch just behind his big toe and his the toe next door. And then I started moving the white patch um the back of his knee. And he goes, "Oh." Then he says, "I've got a problem with neuropathy in my fingers as well." So I said, "Okay, can you hold this patch for me for a minute?" And he goes, "What is this? What is this?" I mean, he had no pain in his foot, he had no pain in his hand, but he had the brown patch on his foot and the white patch between the two fingers, three fingers on his hand. They had been seeking us out. They were looking for us. On the last day, we found them, and they were heading off to dinner at the teppanyaki. I'm wondering they with an envelope of Ice Wave, and they pay me cash at the teppanyaki table.
Yeah.
And we're going to be
So,
talking on
yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah. So they live in California somewhere. And then my cousin calls me, who's in our business in Australia, but she met a girl from San Francisco who she patched at an event, who wants to get in, who owns I don't know, a practitioner's clinic or what have you, right, in San Francisco. So I like it, Louise, right? If we start just getting this through to everybody, just patch them. You don't have to build a massive business. Just patch the people you love. Just go, try it. Because we're getting those experiences. People are very different after the experience. So you don't know who is going to build it. We don't know. But I know that when we lead with an opportunity, we get a lot more phone numbers. I know that. But patching and you can make money from this. This is an opportunity, etc. works.
Yeah, and there's three things to remember. And if you can tattoo this on the inside of our eyelids, please. Three things. Number one, lead with the opportunity. We were having late lunch before we left for the airport in Honolulu. This girl, Sarah, her
Great.
name is,
It's great.
was so fired up. She had the best personality. And I just go, "Hey, just curious, are you interested in additional income streams?" And she goes, "Who isn't these days?" I said, "Well," she goes, "What is it?" I said, "Well, as long as it's legal, moral, and non-fattening, would you have a look?" And she goes, "Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't really care if it's legal or not." I said, "No, no, 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 no. It has to be legal." But anyway, so she was just slinging her phone number at Julie. Anyway, long
So
story short. So are you looking for an opportunity? Number two, do you have any physical slash, Julie, what did you say?
discomfort.
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 Yeah,
We've done this
physical.
before. Discomfort.
Yeah, yeah. And if they go no, then the last question is, well, if you don't want to make extra income and or you don't have any discomfort, would you happen to know anyone who
He's,
does?
he's motivated. Yeah.
Right? And you're just looking for that referral to one more, one more. Then you can just go, "Hi, Karen, my name is Knut. I got your name and number from Sarah. She said that you're driven, motivated, and looking for some assistance with maybe some physical discomfort. Is that correct?" And if she goes, "Yes, show me more." Okay, now you set up a plan and you run it. Before you sign her up, you give Sarah a call and you say, "Sarah, Karen is just about to register, and I just thought I was going to give you a call as a courtesy because there is money in this and you're leaving money on the table. What do you say?" Most of the time they go, "Sure, sign me up." And I have had people who've gone one, two, three, four, five, 6 levels down. That one at the bottom now says, "Sure, let me go." And then I call number five, I call number four, I call number three, I call number two, I call number one. And suddenly I got 6 new brand partners coming in at the
FOMO.
same time, at the
FOMO.
same time.
FOMO.
FOMO is extremely powerful. So those three, yeah,
Okay.
darling, wrong screen.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. I just put it up. So, um, is that it?
Screen one.
Is that it?
Yes, darling.
That's it. Okay.
Next.
Yes, I'm moving it, hopefully. Move. Yes. Okay. So, Auto ship, very interesting, or MSO is the other acronym for auto ship. So this will determine your points every 30 days. How many people are on auto ship in your business? So it is a follow-up tool. You can get it in your back office to have a look at who is on it. It's under organization and it's order reports, downline order reports. We'll see who in your organization is on auto ship. It includes preferred customers on that printout. So why? It took us a while to get this, but we've got it. But why auto ship is everything. Like I have people that come in, say they buy 3 X39s and it's just for them. Okay. I would encourage them to share so they don't have to wait 3 months to get another X39. But anyhow, if they do, there is a capacity in the back office to put them on auto ship on the 3rd month.
You can actually do it directly when you place the order and you register them.
Right, do it then. Yes, do it then. Here's the thing about that. Oh, I just want to try it. Yeah, that's fine. Over the months, right? Now, I know this sounds a bit funny, but you know when you go, people just won't answer me. They won't call. But I tell you what, if they could get an auto ship on their account, they'll call you. Right? So I found that actually works really well too. If they do become a ghost during that 3 months. And most people are pretty good about it. I tell them when I'm signing them up, I'm going to put you on auto ship after the 3 months, and then we'll be talking. So you want to continue, you don't want to continue, we can fix it up. Right? But otherwise I forget about it, and I have forgotten about a number of people. It's very difficult. I have to message them, I have to call them and ask them to put in an order. I would prefer to just have them on auto ship than having to do that. So your paycheck.
Hang on. When you set this up and you register them, remember with the focus that we have X39. And then the question, especially for ladies, the question is, all right, do you use any daily skincare routine? You can add this in.
Yeah.
And it might not be, so the question then goes, so when are you likely to run out? Okay. So if they're running out in 2 months' time, which is the same time they're running out of X39, you say, okay, I'm going to add a skincare kit for you. Do you have an eye and day routine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an eye and day routine? Do you have a night routine? And we actually have the aloe vera patch as well, but we still stay in focus on the X39.
That's a unique sales point, that aloe vera patch. But anyhow,
Anyway.
you can do, it's just something in you're talking with people. So, the business keeps working, right? And we know that people love the X39.
And the roll forward
auto ship. We're on auto ship. Every month we have our auto ship. So we have Syllogize, and I'm going to talk about products in a minute anyway. Set it up on day one. We covered that. So 750 PV monthly keeps you qualified. So
she's a one-star manager.
Yes, a one-star manager. Thank you, Kenny. As a one-star manager. And then if your team is doing it, you will get up to 750 a month anyway, right? Because if you're a manager. So it's duplication. People are sharing. And then APV, that's a typo. Auto ship, that means, is the heartbeat of your binary. All right. Knut, it is your turn.
Okay, so the theme that came out of this, and I'm going to speak this to you, if I can speak to you as a coach for a second, rather than just as a gentleman from Australia. So they always say that the wealth in network marketing is in your list. But the challenge is to get people to sit down and write it out. Because most of the time we are led by the nose by the people we introduce. And they go, we're going to put this person in, this person in, this person in. And my direct talk would be, all right, can you sit down and write down a list of your nearest family, of course, 4 people that you love and respect, but also the people that you have whose opinion and perspective you value. Strong people who are driven, motivated, and wanting something. If you're too scared to call those people, you can hand them over to us or your upline and say, hey, Knut, Julie, could you please give my friend Fred a call? They are so and so in business. I respect them immensely. And then here's the number, and I'll pick up the phone and I'll go, hi, Fred, my name is Knut. Louise gave me your name and number. She said that you're driven, motivated, and highly, highly ambitious. Is that correct, sir? And they can say yay, nay, or whatever. But now we have bypassed and we're one level further, one level further down, one level further down. But you should have always a list of 20 to 30 names yourself that is in the process of being called. And take the time to write down the list and also exemplify it to your new brand partners. Because if you don't do this consistently and persistently, then you'll end up, it's almost like a river running into a dry desert. If you know what I mean. You will find people who are, if you are an ambition level 7 or 8, typically you will speak to 7s or below, if that makes sense. But when suddenly you now have a 5 that goes, okay, I'm going to come in, they're going to speak to 4s and 3s and 2s. And that's what I mean by a river running into the desert. So turning up the contrast here a little bit, let's get really, really good at finding the best people on someone's list that you can reach out to in the first 48, 72 hours, because that's where the momentum starts happening. There's these people that we spoke to the other day, they came in and they're now, what are they? 3-star directors, Julie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's taken them 6 weeks to get to 3-star director. Just running one meeting after meeting after meeting. You got to be left, right, left, right. And you need to help them to launch. Who are the 2, 4 people that you really would like to put this in front of? I'm sure you already thought of someone. And you can do a launch invite meeting with them as well. Sit down and make calls. Okay, what's this person like? Ask them to send a picture of the names and the phone numbers. Okay, what's special about this person? What's special about that person? And then if you can, stick a patch on the neck and run. And here's the key. If you do stick a patch on the neck, when you get that done, you got to follow up with them in 24 to 48 hours max. You got to reach out when you hand them the patch or stick it on their neck and say, hey, can I call you tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon and see how you went? It's a deliberate action all the way, all the way, all the way. There was something I was going to say there. Yes. So people say, what can I expect? What can I expect to see from the patch? Well, if they do have some discomfort, hopefully it will have something to do with that it eases it or reduces it or hides it, so to speak. But the thing that I always point out, I would like you to compare when you stick it on from yesterday or today, what's your energy level like? How well do you sleep? Right? And what's your mental clarity, focus like? Those are the things that we see typically that people get almost an immediate effect. So if they wear the patch tomorrow, then I would say, okay, I'll give you a call tomorrow and see how you're feeling. And then on that second call, I say, tell you what, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow because I do want to know how you slept. And that's the BAM fam, right?
Mm. Have
Okay,
you
next
mentioned
you.
the invite meeting yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we got that from Marcy Preble, who's a 2-star presidential. She was talking and we're like, yep, we ticking the boxes for what we do. And then she said, we have a 30-minute launch invite meeting. So she goes, if they turn up on that on a Zoom, or I guess if it's your next, if they live close to you, you could do it, but you could do it on the Zoom. But then it encourages, and you get a lot more chance at looking at their list as well. So that's perfect. Okay, next slide. So you already covered this.
Which one is this?
Well, you just talked about it, all that stuff that's on there. So we'll just move forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about buying from your own business. We're going to have a little checklist, a daily checklist, and then we'll have one that we could probably have, and we can use it, with our team. So you're your own best customer. Every purchase you make, still builds your PV and your belief. I just had a text from somebody who's going in for an operation, and she asked me which patches should she have. And I just suggested maybe, why don't you try the Alavita as well while you're there? You've got 6 weeks off. So she's always busy. And she's a brand partner as well. So flagship X39, obviously we're the X39. We need to look part of the business. So we show the patch, we wear it somewhere where people notice it. People look at it straight away. Ice weight, is there a patch for that? I say to myself, is there a patch for that? So I don't need to go to the old ways of what I used to use. I get ant bites and stuff outside here. Eon, glutathione. I have a little first aid kit in a bag, so that's awesome. Yeah, Canute got bitten the other day and he's like, can you give me an Eon, please? And then it went away. Now, if you use electrolytes, so Celergise, David Schmidt is talking again. We did it was a presidential and executive meeting last week. They want to pair the X39 and Celergise together to help people get a better experience with the X39. But for us, this is excellent for, increasing our amino acids, helping the patches to work better, and it's an electrolyte. So just for more hydration. So if you're using electrolytes, I was using other electrolytes. I changed it. I use Celergise. I do have an electrolyte when I play tennis that is different, but this is great first thing in the morning. We get up, we have our X2A water and Celergise. And I've been doing that and now I really like it. It feels very good, very hydrated. And brain clear and just feel great. So that is great.
So Celergise, when you match that with the X39, for people, sometimes you don't get an optimum response with the X39 on its own because they are depleted on certain minerals. Celergise is formulated to open up the cell membranes and the cells to allow the stem cell activity to run on an optimum level. David is doing a talk on it next week, I believe. But if you can, just take a note, buy yourself in the next time on your order, buy yourself a morning Celergise and there's an evening Celergise. Take the evening Celergise 15 minutes to half an hour before you go to bed, and you will sleep like a baby. Seriously, I mean, we're talking to a very, very experienced 6 years in LifeWave, and they had never, ever, ever tried Silent Night.
Right.
And
I
I'm
can't
going,
believe it.
what's wrong with you?
Yeah. And it just I just went, oh my gosh. And Louise, we'd been talking about it. That's why I said I'm excited now. Because I'm like, it's a whole area we haven't focused on that we should, and we're ready now anyway. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Next time.
30 minutes. Okay, with a new brand partner. So sit with them, book a Zoom invite call. Zoom with them within 48 hours of joining. We've kind of been doing that a little bit with, the momentum in your team. Work through their list, what we just explained about, Marcy was saying that's what they do. I was like, great, just a little step somehow to get in front of their list, really. So you You're really finding the people that they can help. You know, because people are just like, sometimes they're just a bit nervous, right? But we know what this technology can do. So, who is driven, who has influence, who needs better health or better income? These are the priority calls off the list. And then we're going to help with, we're going to help make the calls. So, when I say we, you as the upline as well, right? For the new people that you bring in, because all these apps are going to come in. So we just have to all do it and we'll help them. And three-way calls. So three-way calls with your uplines. They're very important. So like you know, Louise has put us on a couple of three-way calls. And I know Deborah is familiar with three-way calls. I know Cheryl is. So you've got that already happening in your team, Louise. Congratulations. That's very good. So yeah, you can use that other person just to edify you in the call and help close. So and you can do an invite script. So at number 4, role play the invite script. Better yet, do the first call with them on a three-way. Confidence comes from action. That would be kind of exciting, being on the call when they're calling their friend, I think. And then the old Bam Fam come in at number 5. But that's like everything we do is like Bam Fam kind of thing. So we had some people yesterday and we were doing that, and then we did Canute book with them for Wednesday to show them the plan. So we Bam Fammed. So I was very proud of you for that, darling. Book book the next launch review. And this is how you keep momentum. So I know there are a couple of people in your team that have expressed that they want to do a launch. I know Terry's is a little bit further on. It's in June. I'm aware of that. I don't know if Canute was till today, but I was already aware of that. But there are other people there, so let's encourage them. And they're
Next
just
slide,
all
darling.
people,
You
you know,
actually have it on the next slide.
moving. Okay. So,
Okay.
I've got tax deduction though, Canute. So, that was the other thing we didn't say. So when you buy your own products from your own business, right? We have the X2O as well. So that's, you know, that's you can't get that anywhere else. Know your products so that when people ask, you can show them the patch book or whatever. But these are brand partners that are in your business or preferred customers, right? So we lead with the X39 with prospects, and then when they come in, we show them some other products. You're the face of the business, looking fantastic. All like LifeWave people look amazing and young, so look the part, right? And you get a tax deduction for doing that, which I like. So Louise got one, didn't you? You were doing your taxes and it's like, yeah.
You're muted, Don.
My accountant says definitely yes, so I do.
Great. So yeah, so you buy from your own store. I mean, I'm not going to go and pay someone else for my skincare. I've been using Elevator for some time now. And I've had a lot of people ask me about that. So I was like, oh, I've been missing that boat. I need to promote that a bit better. So watching this space, Louise and I are teaming up. We're going to do some showcase product sessions. I've got a little bit of it worked out. I just got to meet with Louise and we'll see when we're going to roll that. So you'll be able to learn about all these other products that are in the business and we will showcase them. So we might do a couple of these meetings. We'll just see what we need and yeah, it'll be really exciting. So stay tuned. That will be out and about in a few days to let you know when it's going to happen.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here. When was the last time you logged into your back office? If you haven't been in there for a while, go to the shop on the far left, go down to the water machine and put yourself on the wait list. Because these machines are selling out like there is no tomorrow. So at least get yourself on the wait list. So when you get the email, then you can make the decision. Because there are that many people who are waiting for them. So please do that if you want it yourself. And if you know someone who has a holistic business, definitely. Next slide, Julie. Time-wise, come on. We are running late.
Okay. So, well, we've done that. Put something in front of the plan. Yeah, we just covered that. That's kind of doubled up again. So we're good. Alrighty. Have you any questions? Yes, Miss Louise.
How many points is the water machine?
4,500.
again.
4,500.
Oh my God.
No,
3,000.
3,500.
Oh, is it 2,000 and 1,500? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
2,000 the first week, 1,500 the next week.
Wow.
David's put that on. That was why I kind of mentioned, if you had anyone in your team that was interested in that.
I'm sorry, my mouth was dropping and I couldn't write because
Now, what you
Exactly.
have to remember now that 3,500 points roll forward in your business for 4 weeks. So you remember your ranking points are always based on your 4 week, your 31-day product cycle, how much has been purchased in your business over that period. So adding, or if someone in your team buys X2O and someone else buys X2O, at that moment in time, you have 7,000 points that's going to roll forward for 4 weeks.
when you say it rolls forward, so does it break it down like divided by 4 each
No,
week?
no. Remember, if I buy a sleeve of X39 today,
Mhm,
today's Monday,
mhm,
those 77 points is going to roll forward in the qualified downline volume, QDV,
uh-huh.
right? That's going to roll forward this week. Then it's going to next month, it's still going to be counted for the total month. Then the Monday after is going to be rolling forward for the next week. And then for the fourth week, that 77 points is still going to be counted for the qualified downline volume,
Okay.
right? So if you purchase an X2O today,
Mhm,
then that 2,000 points will roll forward for 4 weeks.
okay.
The next 1,500 points that comes in, a total of 3,500 points, that's going to roll forward for another 4 weeks.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about an X39, you're looking at Alavida skincare kit. Skincare kit, I think, is 140 points. That rolls forward for 4 weeks.
Mhm,
And if you have 50 or 100 ladies in your team, and 50 of them changes their skincare regime to Alavida, well, that's rolling forward every month. And same with X2R. That's the power of it. You see, once you actually begin, as the spreadsheet that I have that showed you with the number of apps coming in a month, when that starts growing, when people in your team begin to introduce other people, so you're not doing all the work, and someone else begins to introduce other people, when that volume rises, your what's it called, qualification level remains stable. One of the things that I so sincerely hate with an absolute vengeance is this massive product push at Black Friday. It's insane because you're spiking the points, and then 4 weeks later it goes boom.
Yeah.
One thing is to rank up, but when you look at the money that comes out of after that, that's why you need to build a structure that Steve talks about. With 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and now you begin to see when the ones that are interested that beginning to build it out. So structure and strategy goes hand in hand with daily activities. They interlock. And if all you do is to push product, well, guess what? You're going to have a job for the rest of your life,
mhm.
but you have to look after your preferred customers.
But I mean, as people learn, and it is a subconscious skill, if it's for prospecting. But I mean, obviously, when everyone starts, they're not good at it. So then the list is the most important. But then as you drive along,
The list.
yeah.
I'm redoing my list now, and I wouldn't be surprised if I found another 500 names. Don't look at me like that, Louise.
I didn't. I wasn't rolling my eyes.
Your eyes just went, what?
Yeah.
I'm
All
just,
right. So, any other questions here, anyone?
nope.
Julie, you're very quiet. Cheryl, you're very quiet. I heard you were ill or you were not so well. So hopefully you're feeling better. Can you
I
stop?
am. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Can you stop the recording, darling?
Any questions? Oh,